First of all, the two players have unbelievable talent. It just seemed that they hit the ball harder than I've ever seen before. Incredible talent. And I enjoyed it. And I used to go all the time, but, lately it's a little bit more difficult to go. I really enjoyed it. They were really nice. The fans were really nice.
You could hear so many people, even in blue New York, who were cheering, boo Earns, boo Earns, boo Earns. Maybe not the Earns part. So Trump went to the US Open and he got booed. He didn't only get booed. I mean, look, it's the US Open. Tennis is kind of a wealthy thing. I mean, there are some Republicans there that have a little bit of money and like him. So it was a mixture. Was it 20-80? Was it 40-60? It's hard to say, but clearly there were some boos. And it didn't appear to ruin Trump's time at the US Open. He didn't look as thrown off as he has been at other sporting events where he was really booed. But obviously, if you're there, if you're part of his entourage, you can hear the reaction that you and him are getting. And so I just point that out because I want him to suffer. I want him and the people around him to know how much they're despised by the majority of the American people. Not universally, it's a complex world. There are terrible people everywhere. And so it's not gonna be totally against him, but it was interesting that as many boos were able to be heard on the broadcast as you had, when apparently the broadcasters were warned ahead of time to weed that stuff out. There was a memo that was released over the weekend that said, with respect to broadcast coverage, the president will be shown on the world feed, blah, 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 blah. We ask all broadcasters to refrain from showcasing any disruptions or reactions in response to the president's attendance in any capacity. So look, obviously, if there was like a big protest or whatever, they don't necessarily want that to be what the event is about. But do you think, JR, that any other president has had the broadcasters ahead of time told to avoid any reaction, as if they knew the type of reaction he was likely to get?
No, and obviously people have been booed before, even down to Ted Cruz and stuff. Even George W. was booed, but that happens, right? But this is the only one who's so soft, pudding soft, thin-skinned, can't even take it, bro. If you don't like being booed, I have a really good idea. Stop doing things to make people hate you. Stop destroying the country. Stop being aggressive and calling other people names and how much better you are than anyone else. There's an easy way to have people not hate you is to don't do things that'll make people hate you. So instead, he has to cover it up. Again, it's all an appearance. It's all presentation. He doesn't care about actual reality. You can fix it. You can fix it. Just stop being you.
Yeah, and also like, why would ABC care? Like, why would this memo go out? I think it's fairly obvious. Because they know the state of America right now, which is there's every reason to believe that Donald Trump is going to launch some sort of massive lawsuit at ABC if he gets his fifis hurt by the booing. That's not TDS. That's not me being a hyperbolic leftist or whatever. If his feelings are hurt, this is North Korea basically now. They could have their broadcast license pulled. They could have some merger messed with. They could have, if nothing else, they could have some Truth Social posts about how they're fake news or whatever. He could say they pumped in the booing, so I'm suing them for $10 billion, and then they end up having to settle for $50 million. All of these things could still likely happen. That is the world we live in. That is how sad it is. And because of that, because of how much people have to like walk on eggshells for him, I want to balance out the scales a little bit by transitioning to our final graphic, because we have been unearthing on the show recently evidence of an earlier time in Trump's life when he did engage in sports other than just golf. We actually showed video a couple weeks ago of him playing beach volleyball. And it was like perfectly fine. It was back in the 90s. He actually like kind of dove for a shot. It was strange to see him moving that rapidly. And I didn't know this. He doesn't just play volleyball and golf. He's actually played tennis before, and it was immortalized in the worst photo of a human male that has ever been taken. That's just, I wish that was a deep fake. It's the profile of his face. It's the weird grunting that he's doing. Whatever that form is supposed to be with the racket. It's just so strange to think of him, JR, playing a game of tennis. What do you think?
I think he's probably concerned about people booing because they may have seen his form. I really want to see how that shot went in that picture. I mean, I think many people have seen that picture many times. But God, it's like the more you look at it, the more you don't want to look at it anymore. But then you're like, I've already looked at it. Damn.
Yeah, it's something. But anyway, okay. Also, I'm just gonna as a guy who like tennis was my sport before I went to college and transitioned to playing volleyball. Tennis is what I played. I played in camps, I played in tournaments and all that stuff.
I didn't know that.
He's trying to like compliment the players. He's like, they're very talented. They hit that ball harder than anybody. They're very talented. Like, that's your understanding of the game of tennis. That's all you can say is they hit the ball hard. Oh, nuanced take. You understand the strategy of it.